In a tribute to one of the authentic masters of cinema, Arena presents Dear Antonioni, a look at the life and work of the legendary director who has recently broken a decade of silence.
What emerges from his films more than anything is this sense of confronting aloneness.
The story for him is the way it's told in visual terms, not the linear story that we all would expect of normal filmmaking.
A celebration of genius. Arena, followed by L'Avventura. Saturday, starting at 10:20 on BBC2.
All you could want to know about the week's weather now on BBC2 is a little later than planned, but still with John Ketley.
Hello and a very good evening to you. Well, the England cricket tour of Australasia, in fact New Zealand, got off to a very inauspicious start the other day because this area of low pressure was a cyclone which moved southwards and brought some very strong winds indeed and torrential rainfall across New Zealand. But the high pressure is now moving in from the west, so hopefully much better conditions for the start of the first four-day game. It's also the start of the Australian Open Tennis Championships over in Melbourne. That's Melbourne down there in the southeastern corner of Australia. An area of low pressure moving in on Wednesday brings a risk of showers, but then the high pressure returns for Thursday and Friday. So plenty of sunshine coming up, but there is a switch in the wind, which means cooler conditions later in the week. Certainly very hot to begin with. We're looking at temperatures of 30 to 34 degrees. Then the risk of showers for Wednesday. Cooler on Thursday and Friday at 23 to 25 degrees down in Melbourne. Well, it's very cold, of course, still across much of northern Europe, but we are seeing this blue area becoming much less extensive as we go through this coming few days. So the frosty weather, the really severe frosts, are going to become rather more limited. Though it still will be very cold at night, it's just that during the day we'll see temperatures in many areas rising above freezing. We've seen a bank of snow moving across Scandinavia during Sunday. We've also seen some thick cloud down there around the Aegean. There was some heavy rainfall and some rather chilly weather too across in Tripolis. The temperature at 12 o'clock was just 6 degrees and there had been 38 millimetres of rain down there in just 6 hours. Well, that area of low pressure is still around for the next couple of days. Some more stormy weather to come down across Tunisia and through Malta into Greece and Turkey. But this vast area of high pressure in central areas means freezing fog, temperatures crawling up to freezing, but it will be still pretty chilly, obviously, with some hard frost around at night. These more northern parts of Europe keeping the wind, keeping the rain, and sometimes keeping the snow as well. Well, what we have at the moment is this weather front out to the west of the country. It's bringing some rain across northern and western Scotland. It'll move south for a time during Monday and then push north again by Monday night into Tuesday morning. Some quite blustery winds too, these winds indicating 50 or 60 mile an hour gusts. Could be a little bit more severe than that up in the northwest of Scotland for a time late on tonight and through the first part of Monday morning. The winds in this more southeastern corner certainly will be lighter, hence the risk of freezing fog as the week goes on. Very murky conditions around the south tonight, windier further north with outbreaks of rain, the heavier rain pushing up into the Northern Isles. But temperatures tonight will remain pretty high in most areas, just this corner here down to about 4 or 5 degrees just now. So a grey start on Monday morning, outbreaks of drizzly rain pushing further south again by that time, down across Scotland into Northern Ireland and around the borders, brighter weather feeding into northern Scotland for a time, and then later in the afternoon through the evening especially, some more persistent rain returning up the western side of Scotland. Well, it will be very windy, as I've mentioned already, up in the north. Really quite very strong gale force winds, in fact, from the southwest. Down here in the south, despite temperatures of 13 degrees, it will be a bit blustery. The extreme southeastern corner, again, staying at around 8 degrees. That's just 46 Fahrenheit. But the mild weather's in for the week. Goodbye.
Welcome to the net.
We are migrating into the 21st century.
So press 2 and change your
perceptions of space
and really become friends
across the borders,
allowing you
galactic communication.
Tomorrow, press BBC2 at 11:15 for the new series of The Net.
That is the new world.
A nighttime experience in the learning zone for BBC2 in 10 minutes. We don't expect you to stay up, but your video might like it.
A very good evening to you and welcome to the Learning Zone on BBC2.